Test, test, test. Okay. This is Slow Beef. I usually like to add something a little crazy to my Let's Play threads, and Appearance Zorak's actually doing it for me with this little goblin fanfiction thing he's writing. But regardless, I'm gonna give something experimental a shot for the Immortal here, and gonna resist my urge to play Snatcher again. But okay. So basically, here we go. This is player's commentary, which is sort of, have you ever seen a DVD? Music's a little loud for me here. If you ever seen a DVD, you know how they do like director's commentary and stuff? Well, imagine if some jackass who was not involved in the creation of the movie at all decided to just comment on what he thought watching the movie would be like. Well, that's kind of what we are here now. Will Harvey made the game. You can hear me opening a beer there. And I don't know who the hell Will Harvey is, if he made any other games, but, we got original art by Ian Gooding and Michael Marcantel, who I have no fucking clue who any of that is. Yeah, I want a new game. Alright, so Immortal puts us in control of an old wizard, and, yeah, basically, let's go to the table here, and, oh shit. Save my state here. So an image of the old wizard Mordrimer leaps from the candle and begins to speak, or so I hear. And basically, long story short, he's trapped in a dungeon. He thinks you're some asshole named Dunrick. Turns out you're not Dunrick, so it's basically the magic version of an answering machine. And as part of like the Immortal, it's kind of a cool game, but they give you a lot of little fuck yous, basically. Like, you walk toward this thing and it says, you might be a good idea to move, and you're sitting there like, why? What are you talking about, Immortal? And then you get eaten by a giant worm from the movie Doom or whatever. I don't know why. To be honest, it's not my game. Whatever. So we head north, and dead guy, and whoa. Sure. And you get Dunrick's ring on this guy's body, and it turns out he's actually not Dunrick. So why he's got the ring is way beyond me. And he's also got fireball spells, which is nice. And then we get into a fight. So, okay, this is probably the biggest problem with the Immortal. The combat is so fucking easy. I mean, it's like Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but for every goddamn fight. Just keep ducking left or right, and, this guy's fatigue meter builds up, and then you can just go right, left, right, whoops. And boom, head explosion. See, this is why you gotta love my LP threads. There's just head explosion everywhere. Come on. We walk to the left here, and what do you know? Another fight. And this guy's got a lot more health, but the fights in the Immortal are kind of boring because there's no music, and this is kind of all you're doing for a while. And what sucks is if you slash, then you start getting fatigued, you get slower, and the guy gets a hit in, basically. So the idea is you just got to keep dodging left and right until finally you get to slash the fucking shit out of him and see some cool-ass Liu Kang kind of shit. And for the record, by the way, can I just say that the Immortal has much better fatalities than Mortal Kombat 2? I just wanted to mention. Alright, so maybe not that one, but whatever. I mean, usually it does. And this half-naked guy's like, I see you've come, and you gotta rescue Mordrimer. This is reading like a porn. Here's a key. Bye, and he just disappears. Great, thanks. So, we got the treasure chest. We're about to open it. You find 20 gold pieces, a bag of bait, spores, which if you've been reading the thread, you know where they go, and a bottle of water, and a map warning about pit traps. Basically what happens is the Immortal just gives you pretty much all of the items you need for the upcoming puzzles at once. They're just kind of like, dude, we know you don't want to do fetch quests. Don't even worry about it. Have them all. We head to the right here and, stop. I forbid you to come any closer. Great. Okay, but again, combat sucks, so, who gives a fuck? You can be clever if you want and just take this guy out with fireballs, but, really, don't we want to see the crazy death animations? I know we do. Of course. He's dead, thanks. A note and a door key. My God. This is our crazy ass inventory screen. If you notice, basically the map, if you kind of squint, that's actually the best version of the map you're going to see. Basically what happens is this shows you where the trapdoors are, and if you use the map as an inventory item, it'll just tell you whether or not the room you're in has trapdoors. But this map actually, if you can recognize what rooms are what, will tell you where they are. But anyway, we're looking at the note, which tells us to beware of shades, which are pretty crappy monsters. And let's just skip them, who cares? Okay. Oh, and here's gold. Gold is kind of ridiculous in the Immortal. There's a merchant who appears every couple floors, and usually we have enough gold for him, so it doesn't really matter, but whatever. If you notice, there's all these little sinking tiles and these skulls on the walls. So basically, if you step in the wrong direction, they shoot arrows at you. And because I just completely missed how I mapped the keys on gens, that was why you saw that pause. So walking along the skull wall here, kind of dodge him, as we can see there's some depressed tiles in front of us. And you're probably wondering, okay, what's the proper path through this? Who gives a fuck? All the arrows miss you anyway if you just hug the walls. This is dirt where we can plant the spores we found, but again, if you've been reading the thread, you notice that that'll kill you. I'm going to say the save state here, because I know everyone is telling me, okay, Slow Beef, if you fall in the trap door, you can just keep pressing up to get out. Well, no. I thought maybe, I'm really need to save state there if you didn't know. I thought maybe I did something wrong, and maybe, I don't know, I pressed up faster. No. And then I noticed left actually did the same thing. I tried hitting left a lot. No. Then I just tried hitting all the buttons. Or holding up, like that. No. So, in the Genesis version of the Immortal, I think trapdoors are fatal. I'm sorry, man. If anybody can prove me wrong, please feel free. I don't get it. But while we're here, let's plant the spores. And die again. Why? Because the Immortal's about death. It's all about a big fuck you to the player. It's not a bad game, it really isn't. And it's really not unfair because the levels are short and they give you passwords, so, you know, you're really not screwing yourself over too bad, usually. But, okay. So, we find ourselves in the dark room, which you need to use fireballs for. And even though that fireball was nowhere near the torch, well, it somehow activated it. Who cares? And what do you know? A scroll spell with a charm for the will-o-wisps. Yeah, I'll take that. And ooh, an amulet. Sure, why not? Let's save our state again. And again, you know this is from the thread, but let's you can hold the amulet up to the light, and you can read the runes, and that's game over. Lovely. The only excuse I can give the Immortal here is that it is at the beginning of the game, so it's not so bad, but still kind of a dick move. This is hay. This is the only way you can heal. Well, one of the only ways you can heal yourself in the Immortal. If you wait on it, your wizard gets tired and falls asleep. And you get this kind of intense sort of music, which is odd because you're taking a fucking nap, but okay. You dream of dangers that lie ahead. Yeah, it's cute. Actually, dreams do give you important information, but whatever. I said this in the thread again, but I just would like to point out this is probably the only time the Immortal cuts you any slack whatsoever. You can't drop down the pit, even if you try. So that's nice. We use the amulet here. Of course. No. And what do you know? A trapdoor that you can fall down and die. I mean, alright, come on, man. You knew what I was trying to do. Is my wizard so fucking stupid he's just gonna walk into the pit? Whatever. Okay, so this climbs down, and so ends level 1. And that's my certificate. Why I have a certificate is beyond me, and why it's in hex is also beyond me, but there you go.